Well, what I found is more unique about the environment for entrepreneurship in Singapore is that you have very strong government support as well as strong participation by all sectors of society, particularly students and recent graduates from institutions of higher learning. Well, the biggest advantage for a startup in Singapore is that, to begin with, the government has created an environment where it is really very easy for a company to start company administratively. You can register a company very fast. More importantly, there are now a very vibrant sort of financial support for early stage startup company. Environment in Singapore is very open to foreign entrepreneurial talents. So what we have seen in recent years is a very large number of entrepreneurs from outside Singapore. We also have a very sizable number of foreign investors who are now established in Singapore to provide investment into startups that are based in Singapore. Since about 15 years ago, NUS has established an NUS Enterprise organization focused on helping really professors, students and alumni to engage in entrepreneurial activities. We have a strong focus on injecting an entrepreneurial dimension to our teaching and research. And in this regard, we will find that many of the students, professors and alumni can get help in many ways from the NUS Enterprise. We also have a program that actually provide experiential learning to our students about entrepreneurship overseas, called the NUS Overseas College Program. This is designed to allow our students in their third year undergraduate studies to actually spend 1 year overseas in one of the entrepreneurial hubs around the world, from Silicon Valley, Beijing, to Israel and New York City, where they work full-time in an early stage startup company so that they learn firsthand what it is like to be in a startup environment. At the same time, they get to take some courses in entrepreneurship in our partner universities in these locations. For example, Stanford in Silicon Valley and Tsinghua University in Beijing, where they also get to meet with like-minded entrepreneurial students from these regions. And this social capital that they establish while they are in these locations will be very important for them in the future. When they want to start up a company, they can easily call up their former classmates and contacts in Silicon Valley to get help or even to jointly start companies. We also have an incubator program on campus that actually provide a range of support to our students and alumni who want to start a company. This ranges from seed funding as well as mentorship by very experienced angel investors and entrepreneurs whom we have put together to sort of provide one-on-one coaching and help to our young entrepreneurs. We also have built a strong network with the investment community both in Singapore and outside Singapore, and help match our startup to the investment interests of these investors. In this way, we facilitate them to get early stage funding to help them get started. In recent years, we have also extended our incubation support program to overseas. So for example, we have an overseas launchpad program in the Bay Area as well as in China. This will allow our startup by our professors and students who need to go overseas to either look for customers, business partners or investment to be able to go to these places and start operating from day one. Going forward, we need to think about how Singapore can be more integrated into the global entrepreneurial economies. That means strengthening the link so that we will be able to really tap into the entrepreneurial ecosystem in this environment, more frequent exchange between the investors in this environment to attract them to come to Singapore, and also attracting more entrepreneurs from this region to even consider coming to set up their operation in Singapore or to start their company in Singapore. I think in the globalized world of today, startup need to think about how to build a global presence almost from day one. Entrepreneurs from Singapore, they need to take advantage of to compete better in the global the economy, is to really learn to build more international sort of experience and exposure even while they are young. So we believe that we need to continue to encourage exchange between students in Singapore and students from outside Singapore. We have a number of programs that actually encourage entrepreneurial student exchange, where, for example, students from Beida will spend 2 weeks in Singapore, and our student will spend 2 weeks in Beijing to really learn from each other and build this friendship and connections. One of the unique characteristics of Singapore is, of course, that being a very small economy, we are very open and we are very cosmopolitan. Our youth are really very well connected to the global environment through being very savvy in the internet and the digital mobile access and so on. And I think this exposure and awareness and connectivity to the global economy is an important asset that our youth have. And so this exposure to foreign culture context, I think is a very important asset that our youth will have, because we are more aware of the opportunities around the world. We are more aware of the need when we develop any business to think about not just whether it will work in Singapore, but whether it will meet the needs and requirements of other cultures and countries. So this sensitivity to international environment would be a very strong asset for our youth.